Alright, here we are. I just need to... Okay. Let me see if it posted the... Hey, there it is. Twitch updates. Okay. Nice, see that this has all been updated. Let me double check the sound on my end, just make sure that we're getting sound. Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can you hear me? Check, check. Yeah. Desktop microphone. Mic audio. Do I need to just turn up the gain? There we go. That's probably more helpful. Testing, testing. Okay, let me pause the lo-fi for a second. Good. Okay. Good deal. All right. So, welcome to Season 5. This is my first post-draft breakdown. From last season, that was my first season, Season 4, where we played singles. Our reigning champ, Simpsonville Cedros, counseled 8. Slugmas, that guy's the goat. Hold on, let me pull up my chat so I can see you guys. Where's the stream manager? Thank you. Thank you for the follow. Manage stream, there it is. Okay. Pop out chat. Okay. We'll have chat over here. You're my favorite. Yes, oh yeah, the Mouse Ape team is going to be very, very dastardly, as we'll talk about here shortly. So we have gone to a new format for Season 5. We are back to double battles. This is my first time ever doing double battles, so we'll see how I actually shake out this season. You can see from our draft board, our wonderful commissioner Spencer set it up in a way where Pokemon are worth points. You had 110 points, and you're basically spending your points on what Pokemon you want, from 20 points all the way down to 1 point. And you can see they kind of get gradually worse as you go along. But overall, I see a lot of very good teams, especially like with Fluttermane, Roaring Moon, Urshifu Single Strike, this pseudo Pelipper team from Keeb. Yeah, Spencer, the two-time champ, was able to get a Tatsugiri Dondozo combo with Goldingo. So you see there's not really a whole lot of teams that it's like, oh, that's a slouch team. Lots of changes have been made in the free agency. So a lot of this stuff is looking a lot different than it did on draft day. So let's just kind of break down and see where each team's kind of setting, what the overall strategy would be. I always thought it was like Keeb. EEB. KEEB. These are the questions. These are the questions. So I picked 5th with the Elekid's. Our pick number 1 was Bidoofs. Binkin coming out with a pretty strong Fluttermane, Roaring Moon. This overall, just looking at it, we'll kind of break it down a little bit more later on, but this just overall seems like a really strong team coming out. Fluttermane is really good. Fluttermane is really optimal. Roaring Moon, you're getting a lot of the benefits. Kaibeth? Oh no. We got a George R. R. Martin situation going on. Nobody knows how it's pronounced. Ogerpon. I assume this is just regular Ogerpon, which regular Ogerpon is still pretty dank. Garchomp. I really love Garchomp because I really love Gen 4, but I'm not really sure exactly what you're getting out of Garchomp here in this team. Unless you're going to try and set up some kind of Sandstorm. But you're missing Tyranitar, which is down here on Council 8, last season's winner. I really love Garchomp, but here, hold on. Let's go ahead and pull up Smogon, because we're going to need it. See kind of what we're working with. Strategy Pokedex. Winner. Season 4. Yeah, Rough Skin actually would be pretty good, I would say, on this. There's no real double setup. Rocky Helm, Rough Skin. That's a pretty good combo if you just want to stall out. Stealth Rock and Spikes. I would pick one, maybe not the other. But this could be an interesting lead. Oh yeah, Trick. It would just destroy Mouse. It would be what? An 8th, a 6th, and an 8th. So, oh man. Mouse would be gone in like 2 population bomb hits. Like, gone. So I could see using this kind of format. Yeah, if it had redirection. Yeah, like Follow Me or something like that. Yeah, that would be really good. Now, the way that we're doing Terra typing, though, is a little different. So you don't have a Terra type for every Pokemon. You basically pick your Terra captains. I don't know what everybody's Terra captain is so far. I don't think that we've locked that in. So I wouldn't really see Garchomp as being the Terra captain. I would probably put Fluttermane in there as most likely to be Terra Captain. And then probably, well, if you did Flutter Mane, then you wouldn't be able to Terra Captain anybody else. So it'll be interesting to see what Binkin does for his Terra Captains. I could see doing something like a Roaring Moon and Milotic, because Milotic is really good in doubles with its stall ability. It has access to Scald. You can do Recover and Aqua Ring, so you can really get a lot, especially with leftovers. But I could see Garchomp here being like Flutter Mane, Roaring Moon. Those are just going to be mainstays. You probably see that in every single match. Yeah, Coil Hypnosis. That's another one. Yeah. Bronzong. I understand why it's there. It's giving coverage and it's giving bulk. But I would be surprised to see. I mean, I'm not sleeping on Bronzong necessarily. Like, I think Bronzong is very good. It's got a lot of coverage too. So you could see this. Like, yeah, I could see Bronzong with something like Body Press. Cause here, let's look up Bronzong. Bronzong. So it is a better attacker. Really good bulk. And then, yeah. Yeah, Cali Ice. Yeah, this would seem like a hard counter. Fire damage, half. Now, using heavy metal, if it learns it does learn body press. This would be a very nasty combo. Heavy metal, you give it, yeah, body press. Does it not learn Zen Headbutt? I was going to say, if it learns Zen Headbutt, that would be perfect. Pokemon's weight is doubled. Yeah, this is actually a really good Levitate with Garchomp. Okay. Oh yeah, because Garchomp can use Earthquake and it doesn't even hit. Oh wow, that's a nasty start off. Oh hell yeah, my guy Assy Buns. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend. So yeah, actually, like Trick was saying in the chat, Bronzong Garchomp, that could be a sneaky opening that you could see Binkin run at some point. I could very easily see that in a round 2, like in the 2 of 3. You know, if your Flutter Mane, Roaring Moon, Ogerpon, Milotic doesn't really work, because that would be what I would look at as like your main core here. Like, that's a really good 4 to go into. You've got a lot of coverage. Flutter Mane, especially if you give Flutter Mane just Terra Fairy and then you're Moon Blasting, it's going to do so much damage. It's insane. Let's turn on the lo-fi. Get a little... But yeah, I can see that Garchomp Bronzong. We already have dibs called. Dibs has been called. So yeah, Garchomp Bronzong. This is a good like round 2 opening to throw out. Obviously, Milotic. I love Milotic. This is like one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. Incredible wall. Really only has 2 weaknesses in the game, which is grass and electric. So if you can mitigate those with your buddy on the field, then Milotic is really strong. Lots of recovery, really great special wall, super good move pool. Again, it's got access to Scald. for potential burns on physical attackers. Not much to say about Milotic. It's really good. We love Milotic. Rotom Heat. I don't know much about the Rotom line. The one that I've mostly seen used is the washing machine. But let's give Rotom Heat a look. I know the washing machine is really good, and I've seen a lot of people using the lawnmower recently as well to some effect. Okay, so just pretty good, like, decent bulk, nice special. Yeah, all Rotom beside Rotom wash your butts. Yeah, this just seems like it's got a lot of weaknesses. Was it 4 weak to ground? I have a vendetta against Rotom. Yeah, like the washing machine is the only one that I've like really seen people use. So you probably won't really see this much, but this could be like an interesting switch in on if somebody has like a really powerful grass type or something. Yeah, another levitate as well. Yeah, so this could be a good switch in with that Garchomp team. Yeah, levitate. Turn 1, you can nasty plot. I would heavy duty boots. I think that you might be able to go Sash better. I think Sash would probably be better if you're not using Sash on something else. Because having Pain Split, if you get Sashed, then you can at least make it 50-50. Or you can use that first turn to set up a nasty plot. So I would maybe go differently on the item side. I probably wouldn't go heavy duty boots, although heavy duty boots is really good. But I could see using heavy duty boots because this thing is so weak to Stealth Rock. Yeah, like Stealth Rock is really gonna mess this thing up if it comes in. Chinchou, nah, we can skip. I mean, it's Chinchou. Not really much to say. Escui, I actually kind of like Escui. If you know that if you know the person you're fighting is running a lot of physical attackers, like this would be really good against some of these really hard hitting, like some of these really hard hitting physical dragon types, like Salamence and stuff like that. Escui just being able to tank one of those physical attacks. Yeah, belly drum, and then boom, you can, what is it, Icicle Dash or whatever, the priority move. Evoke Squirrel takes kills and takes names. But overall, this Bingon's team, the Bidoofs, I think this is a really strong team. Because, again, I mean, just having Fluttermane and Roaring Moon as your core is really awesome. And then there's a lot of good walls, good secondary opening options. Ogerpon has a lot of different coverage. Is this just regular Ogerpon? I'm trying to... Because I've been fighting against the fire. Yeah, this is just straight up Ogerpon. Ooh, it's got Defiant. I mean, really heavy hitter, obviously. Ivy Cudgel is an insane move. Stomping Tantrum. Chi-Yu Fluttermane. Chi-Yu's still out there. You'd have to drop a lot of points, though. That'd be the only thing. So you'd have to drop it Ogerpon, at least Ogerpon and Chinchou, and that'd leave you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you'd be out of points. So you'd have to drop... Yeah, I mean, Chi-Yu would be a good... I mean, Chi-Yu would be a good addition, but then you'd have to drop Ogerpon, and then you would have to drop one of these 4. Yeah, I could see dropping Rotom Heat, and then you get Chi-Yu, and then you get a 10-point fire type. So you're looking at something like Chandelure. You're really just looking at Chandelure. Like, that's it. Unless you wanted to go, like, lower than that, in which case you're... you could get Cinderace, I guess. That would be pretty decent. Then you'd have a point left over. Oh, yeah. Fuck the NFL draft. I'm talking about the Pokemon draft. Now, so overall, this is a good, well-rounded team. It's got a lot of utility, double, extra switch-ins. Yeah, I think this is overall a good team. Like Andy said in the chat, there is some ability to kind of switch up a couple of these pieces. Yeah, like we said, Ogerpom and Rotom Heat for something like Chi-Yu and Cinderace, or Chi-Yu and Chandelure. Although I think Cinderace would probably just be better. Infernape. 1 point too many. Right? Because you get 19 back. Yeah, Ninetales for Sun. Yeah, that's another good option. But the thing is that Chi-Yu's 19 points. Oh yeah, Chi-Yu would cover fire types anyway. So then give a little more flexibility, honestly. Yeah, steel type. Fluttermane's poison. Does it say I'm playing RE2 Remake? that was the last thing that I played. I thought I switched it over to Pokemon Crystal though. Category. Might just need to refresh the page, honestly. I'm not sure. RE2 was the last thing I was playing, but I thought I switched it over just to Pokemon Crystal. Yeah, so overall, I don't really have any problems with this team. Again, you could see a couple of switches. A grass type is what they would really need. So, a 10-point grass type. You could get Ludicolo. That's probably what I would look at. Empoleon's not bad if you want a water type. Oh no, they got Milotic, never mind. Yeah, but if he wanted to do the drop Chi-Yu, or drop Ogerpon and Rotom Heat and get Chi-Yu, then he'd be missing a grass type. So, yeah. So you could maybe get Ludicolo, get some synergy with Milotic, but that's about it. Shyman, Jumpluff. Doesn't Jumpluff get Tailwind? Yeah. Jumpluff with Tailwind, and then you could put Eviolite on it. That's also pretty good. Yeah. So overall, I mean, nothing wrong with this team. There's definitely some room for, and Chlorophyll. Yeah. So definitely some room to make a couple of changes, but overall, I think this is pretty good. All right, next we got the Cyndaquils. This is Goose's team. I have actually labbed this team, so I know a little bit about it. And overall, I think it's a pretty decent team. Um, Chien Pao is really good. Uh, yeah, Pao Knight is just killer. Oh, hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. I think somebody's at my door. All right, we are back. Late night booty call. The top right corner. What are you guys talking about? Oh, in the OBS. Sorry. I see what you mean now. Oh no. There it goes. Okay, I see what you guys mean now. Okay, that should be better. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see what you mean now. Sorry. Okay, so Cyndaquil's, yeah, Chien Pao Dragonite. This is a pretty hard hitting combo. Again, I don't know what Pokemon Goose is picking for his Terra Captain, but I was talking about this with Spencer before, and a Dragonite, yeah, Dragonite Terra Normal with the extreme speed. It just seems like a no brainer. And then I would probably put my second one in Gastrodon. So give Gastrodon some more coverage. Uh, Chien Pao is great though. In the testing that I used it with. It's really good against dark types with Sacred Sword. Sucker Punch is obviously huge. Yeah, Chien Pao is really good. Dragonite, just put the choice band on it and just spam extreme speed. There's really nothing else to do about it. You just tear it into normal and then extreme speed, and just just tear them down. Just tear them down. Great Tusk. From I didn't really get a whole lot of utility out of Great Tusk. Because a lot of the same moves that it learns that are its really good moves for its set are things that Chien Pao and Dragonite already do, except for Headlong Rush and Rapid Spin. So, I could see, but even Rapid Spin, it's like there's not really a whole lot of setting of hazards. So overall, Great Tusk, I think, is a great Pokemon, but it would take some real finagling to kind of make work. Because, I mean, you don't want Ice Spinner on 3 of your Pokemon, I guess. I mean, it is a good Ice-type move, but, you know, maybe you could have something like Icicle Crash to give you the flinch chance, or putting that on Chien Pao instead. Because, again, with Dragonite, your main thing is just going to be, unless you need to use one of the other utility moves on, like, a certain type of Pokemon when you switch it in, it's just going to be Extreme Speed. It's its best move. So, Pikalytics. Thank you, Spencer. Ah, there we go. Oh, I like this. Oh, okay. Sword and Shield. I guess double OU. Or is it just National Dex? Free student membership. Is it just Reg G? Is that what we're basically looking at? Yeah, I could definitely see it using a wall. Like, obviously, I don't think there's a levitator. I mean, Dragonite Great Tusk, I guess. Yeah, I mean, none of these are on his team necessarily. But I could definitely see some synergy with Dragonite because it's a flying type. You just have to be worried about doing that Terra Normal and getting hit by Earthquake. So, yeah, Headlong Rush, Knockoff, Rock Slide, Protect. That would probably be a pretty good move set for it. Yeah, because it's not really like any of the. Yeah. Nobody on the team is in the best teammates. So this pick is a little odd to me, but I mean, I could see getting value out of Great Tusk if you're going to go Chien Pao as Terra Captain. You just don't get as much utility out of Dragonite then. So it's interesting. We'll see how that plays out. But in scrimming as Cyndaquils and running tests with this team, I didn't really have a whole lot of use for Great Tusk. Didn't really work out for what I was going for. Same with Metagross, really. Again, this is another one of my favorite Pokemon. But overall, I guess unless you're... Like, it's a good fairy check. Definitely a good fairy check. Using Meteor Mash or, yeah, Heavy Slam. Bullet Punch gives you priority. Psychic Fangs I like a lot more than Headbutt. It's just got a lot more consistency when hitting. And then if you want to be cheeky and explode, you can explode. Knockoff is always good, but if you're going to be running knockoff on Great Tusk, I don't know why you double up necessarily, but I love Hammer Arm, even though it doesn't have the greatest chance to hit. It's still a really good move just overall. And it's got good bulk, good attack, and then if you give it the Assault Vest, if that's your Assault Vest Pokemon, this thing becomes just a really good overall, like, double wall with some really good resistances. You're really just looking at fire, ground, and dark and bug but I don't really know anybody who's using bugs or bug types. I have a Moongus which has Pollen Puff usually, but that's not. I don't really use that for an attacking move so much as I use it for support of my own Pokemon. So the 16-15 pick, the round 3, round 4, a little odd to me. I couldn't really find good use for them. But the rest of the team down here. Oh, we're going to break your team down. Don't worry about it, Spencer. Good night then, man. Thanks for hopping in. The rest of the team I actually really like, though. Gastrodon's an awesome wall. It's got a lot of good recovery ability. Yeah, just overall really good. Gets access to ground types, so it can hit some of those steel types, like Archaludon, some of those little nasty steel types, or anybody who's wanting to Terra into steel. Gastrodon's really good at that. It can learn Surf or Scald, so you can hit 2 enemies, or you can hit 1 enemy, potential to burn. Serperior is surprisingly a really good utility Pokemon because it can basically set up a barrier, Light Screen or Reflect, or it can use Glare to paralyze a Pokemon, and then Leaf Storm and get out. So I didn't really understand this at first, but actually, like, playing with it, it makes sense. It gives you a lot of utility and the ability to set up a lot of status moves as well. Galarian Articuno was also one that I was kind of surprised with how much utility I got out of it. Really good Pokemon overall. It gives a lot of utility to the team. Here's Articuno. It can also be a decent Trick Room setter. So for this team, there are a lot of slow Pokemon. Like Great Tusk is slow, Metagross is slow, even Dragonite's kind of slow for a sweeper type. So overall, I think that Galar Articuno can really provide a lot of utility in things like Trick Room. Expanding Force is always really good as well. It gets access to Protect, which we all know is very helpful in doubles. And then Hurricane, I really like Hurricane, so if they were playing against somebody like me or Keeb, who have Pokemon who specifically set up Rain, this could be very beneficial to have Hurricane, because it's always going to hit, and it's got a 30% chance for confusion. And then finally, Ceruledge. I really like this Pokemon from what I used. If I had used its ability correctly, I could have seen a lot more utility from it. I actually picked the wrong ability when I used this Pokemon. But it gets access to weak armor. So you give it a Focus Sash. Turn 1, you set up Swords Dance. You basically expect to get hit. Weak armor activates. Doubles up your speed, and I want to say it's also attack. Yeah, it says Flash Fire most, but I think that weak armor is just speed. Okay, but then that's going to give you the ability to outspeed everything, pretty much everything in the format that we're playing. When you double up its speed, so you're looking at 170 base speed, and then if you put your EVs in there and you go, say, Jolly Nature, you're basically going to outspeed everything, and then your attack's going to be doubled, so you're looking at 250 attack. Oh, we're almost there. Service guarantees citizenship. Make sure to subscribe and follow. We're getting there. So Ceruledge, I think, is just awesome. It was RE2 that brought it in. I need to go back and finish RE2. But overall, I think this is also a pretty good team. Chien Pao Dragonite is obviously a very strong combo. If you could find something to do with this Great Tusk Metagross, I still don't really understand it right now. But maybe there's just something I'm not seeing with that combo. But again, these bottom four I think are really good as well, and for very good price. Gastrodon's really good. Wall, Superior, lots of utility. Galar Articuno could be a very good potential Trick Room setter, and Ceruledge is a pretty much a one-turn auto setup. Yeah, pretty much a one-turn auto setup sweeper when you use it with Focus Sash. So overall, I think this team is good. There might be some areas of improvement here in the third, fourth round. But again, maybe Goose is seeing something that I'm not. So, and Goose actually picked second to last, so down in the bottom. So again, still seeing that some of these big picks like Chien Pao were going, 13th in the draft. So again, Urshifu Single Strike 14th in the first round. So there's still a lot of good Pokemon that are getting picked at late periods, and they're able to build some pretty decent teams. All right. Now, next up is my team, the East Coast Elekid, and I'm really going for a rain team, basically. Archaludon, Politoed being my main two. Politoed, throw it in with Archaludon, automatically sets up rain. Yes, I also have a Mungus, which is probably one of the best grass type, if not the best grass type Pokemon in the entire game. Really benefits from rain also by negating that fire weakness that it has. So stuff like Ogerpon, fire, gouging fire, it's really good, especially with Regenerator. Also, it gets access to Spore and yeah. I love Amoonguss. I used to think it was like the stupidest looking Pokemon, but in terms of like utility, it's incredible. Especially with the Spore Rage Powder combo. It can learn Synthesis, so it has a health regeneration move, and it can get something like Giga Drain to hit and heal. So overall, like this top three, I think is very good for what I'm kind of going for. Now, Kingambit in the fourth round, this to me was a pure value pick. I love Kingambit as a Pokemon, and I had the points to spend, and he was surprisingly there in the fourth round, and I thought that was just a really good value, so figured I would grab him. The main thing that I'm really thinking about really using him for is mainly Trick Room. So having a decent ability to play against Trick Room, because a lot of my team really does kind of focus on speed and rain. So if I face somebody like who has Indeedee. Yeah, so if I face somebody like the Miltanks, then I want to have somebody like Kingambit to go against Indeedee, setting Trick Room, or somebody using like Gothika, who tries to maybe do like a Perish Trap or something like that. Perish Trap with Trick Room, I see it a lot. So that's really what Kingambit's for. But also I think that he could just be potentially really good trade usage later on if I need to. But overall I think it's just a really good value pick. Kingambit, again, Kowtow. It also has Defiant, so if anybody tries to come in and use something like Intimidate or something like Electro Web, anything to potentially try and drop stats, having Defiant just so I can boost my attack 2 stages immediately. Why not? Basculegion is Swift Swim option 1. Swift Swim water type, basically. Last Regrets is really good if you're throwing in Basculegion late after you've lost a couple Pokemon, because it's a 50 power move. Every single one of your Pokemon that has died doubles the power. So if you have 2 Pokemon dead, it's either 150 base power or 200 base power. I'm not sure exactly how it calculates, but that's still a lot. And it's a ghost move. And if you have Rain Up, you're outspeeding things like Goldingo, things like that. And then you can use something like Choice Band to do extra damage, or you can use something like Choice Scarf if you really want to make sure that you're outspeeding. Yeah, plus 50 per death. So if it's the last Pokemon that you have, you're doing 150 base power ghost move. So that's hitting a lot of stuff. And hitting a lot of stuff really hard. And the Swift Swim boost, especially used with Politoed, if you have Damp Rock, you get 8 turns of rain. So really good overall. Thundurus. This is the pick that I'm least locked in on, but it does give a lot of different coverage. Not only is it's a super high special attacker, so it gets in the rain. Just auto hitting with Thunder is super helpful. It can also get access to psychic moves, dark moves, so just really good coverage. Overall, not really much to say. I haven't practiced with it that much, but I think it could be really useful in some situations. Kingdra. This is my other Swift Swimmer, Dragon Water type, but this is mainly my Hurricane user. Really good to throw out with Politoed, just to be able to turn 1 Hurricane. And hit for a lot of damage and potential to confuse. So you heard me talk about Hurricane before with Galar Articuno. That's basically my theory behind Kingdra as well. It also gets access to Draco Meteor, and it's a really good Weather Ball user. So throw it out in the rain, it automatically has a water type move. If it's not in there, then you have a less effective normal type move, which isn't that great. But if you're throwing it out with Politoed, then it's really, really helpful. Hisuian Electrode. This is my funny boy. A lot of people thought that it was kind of weird that I would pick Hisuian Electrode. I think somebody has Thunderous Eye, though. I think that's the only thing. The only reason why I didn't pick Thunderous Eye. At least I thought somebody did. Maybe, Oh, he got drafted, but he got dropped. Okay, then that might be something that I'll look at switching Thunderous T for Thunderous Eye. Hisuian Electrode is my funny guy. He's my funny guy, and he gets a lot of use on my team, surprisingly, for being a Pokemon with 7 points total invested in him. I don't want to give up all the secrets, but he's a incredible replacement for Politoed, and helps me do one of the funny meme strategies of my team. You will probably see me. I have all your secrets. You'll see me use Hisuian Electrode a lot, though. Surprisingly, he'll be in pretty much my 6 every single game. There's just a really fun strategy behind him that really synergizes with my team very well. And I love him. He's He's Mr. Moneybags. He's just a funny guy. And then Fortress is kind of my throwaway pick. So I didn't really. I could have picked a fire type with this, but I didn't really know what fire type I wanted to use. So I figured picking somebody who's really good at potentially locking in with a Trick Room team, an anti-Trick Room team with like King Gambit and Amoonguss. Just having another Pokemon kind of in that vein was kind of helpful for me. Let me look at... 16. So I would need 2 points. This would be tough. I would have to drop, but then I'd have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'd only have 8 Pokemon. And I'd have no points. I can't drop my funny guy. I guess it's potentially making a deal with King Gambit for something. Yeah, I'll have to look through that and break it down a little bit, see how exactly that would go. But there is potential to get Tornadus Eye in there, or Thunderous Eye instead of Thunderous T. But yeah, that's my team for the most part. I'm mainly running a Rain team with the Bridge. I don't have a problem telling you guys. I mean, you'll find it out this weekend, but my Terra Captains are going to be Archaludon and Kingdra. I've still been testing. There is potential it might be Politoed instead of Kingdra. I'm still kind of playing around with that. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about Barraskewda. Yeah, Barraskewda. Let's look at Barraskewda. So I think the reason that I picked Basculegion is because it had better moves. Oh no, Barraskewda gets Ice Fang as well. Ice Fang, Psychic Fang, Drill Run, okay. And then Liquidation. I think Barraskewda might be a better pick. I think you might be right, Andy. Was it spelling it wrong? THUNDURUS. There it is, Thunders. Potential manual rain setter. Gets Electro Web. Wild Bolt Storm. Might be better. Eerie Impulse. I'll have to look at that. Yeah, and he gets Prankster. Yeah, I'll seriously have to consider that, but that seems like a good potential move. Okay. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. Let's go through 2 more, and then I'm going to take like a 5-minute break so I can get a drink. I mean, honestly, I think that, that's potentially a good move. And I was even thinking about, getting Barraskewda in the draft if somebody had picked Basculegion. So that might be a good move overall. All right. Let's do Gallades, Gravelers, and Hoopas, and then we'll take a break. And then we can do basically up to the Seadras, and then we can knock out our last block. So this team, this is one of the ones that I'm not really super sure how it synergizes together. Just seems like a lot of really, really strong Pokemon. So, like, Urshifu. I mean, obviously, Rapid Strike is better. Miraidon. Yeah, I mean, I just see it as, yeah, Wicked Blow is really good. I mean, this just seems like a good choice band physical attacker. Wicked Blow, Close Combat, Sucker Punch, Poison Jab. You wouldn't want Detect, if you're doing choice band. But if you're doing a Focus Sash kind of setup, then maybe Detect is good for you. Iron Head, good just utility move. U-turn for switch outs. Could be good if you're running choice band and you get thrown in against a psychic type or something like that. Overall, nothing really to say about Urshifu. Urshifu's just a really good Pokemon. Good stats. Good sweeper. I can see why you go Urshifu Single Strike. I personally prefer Rapid Strike just because it's got the water typing. But again, nothing wrong with Urshifu Single Strike either. Gouging, Fire. Fire Dragon. Okay, so this is his Dragon type. Another physical hitter. This one's got a little bulk. Okay, so this is a good 1-2 with Urshifu. Throw this out with Urshifu. Clear Amulet. Can't drop its stats. Yeah. Protosynthesis. And you basically, how to get attack bonus for you and your partner, which in this case, if it's Urshifu, really good. And then you're just swinging away. Flare Blitz to potential burn. Breaking Swipe to any other dragon types. Protect is really good. If you want to go Outrage, I think Breaking Swipe is just as good. Especially if you're getting that 1.5 from Hal. But yeah, I could just see it running Flare Blitz, Breaking Swipe, Howl, and Protect. So, good overall 1-2 combo with Urshifu. Throw it in, Howl. Both get a bonus, both just go to work. And especially if Urshifu has that choice band, it's just going to be doing even more damage. Grimmsnarl is just an incredible wall, as we saw last season. Andy basically won the league with Grimmsnarl. It was like the MVP. Again, this light screen Thunderwave combo is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And even though it doesn't have a lot of bulk, with Covert Cloak or Focus Sash, you're always guaranteed to get light screen up or to paralyze somebody. Foul Play is also really good, and having the ability to fake out and disrupt your opponent's first turn, awesome. So really a good, well-rounded starting 3 Pokemon here. Good wall, good utility, and then a good 1-2 physical striking duo. Iron Crown, not used much. Steel Psychic, good typing, really fits in well with this team, gives it a lot of coverage. They've got the dark psychic fighting triangle. They've got fire, they've got fairy, poison, And then also steel, so lots of good coverage. If you made this Pokemon your Terra Captain, then Terra Blast I think would be really good. But just having Expanded Force and Tachyon Cutter are both incredible. Yeah, Light Screen / Reflect. Yeah, you can run either, really. And then Protect. So I could see this just being your setup. And if you made it your Terra Captain. Works good with Urshifu Rapid Strike, not Regular Strike. Yeah, running both on Grim would be probably really good. Here, give me 1 second. I'll turn my air conditioning on. It's getting hot sitting by the computer. Chair reveal. So, decent bulk, special attacker, which this team desperately needs a special attacker. Good psychic steel, so I assume that this is a fairy check. Also would be good to use against Urshifu Rapid Strike. She's not really going to do any damage to it with water or fighting, right? Is steel weak to fighting? I always forget. It is, yeah. So I guess that would be kind of tough going against something like Urshifu. Kind of seems like a little bit like Bronzong, but if you're using it with Grim, then I could see mitigating a lot of that defense because you'll have Light Screen and Reflect. Interesting. This seems more like coverage. Booster energy or life orb. Alright. Next is Enamorous. Just regular. What does this thing look like? I don't think I've ever seen this Pokemon. Oh, it's the Sexy Lady Genie. Later, Andy. Thanks for stopping in. So, Protect, Moonblast, Terra Blast, but I definitely could see Tailwind set up. This could be very good for a Tailwind setup, and I think that's probably what he's going to use it for. Turn 1, Tailwind, turn 2, Protect, and then you have Earth Power and Moonblast as your main offensive weapons. It's got good special attack, and it's got pretty decent speed. So overall, I think this is a good pick as well. I think I'm kind of seeing what this team is going for. Using Grim to kind of set up protections. You got a good 1-2 punch with Urshifu and Gouging Fire. Iron Crown, Enamorus are your special attackers. Enamorus can set up Tailwind. And then Meowstic. Gravity, Thunderwave. Okay. So this is pure utility. Helping Hand for another Pokemon. Thunderwave to paralyze. Gravity to get rid of your levitators. Pull down flying types. I love Gliscor. Gliscor is just a really good wall. Toxapex is a good wall as well. Can potentially really mess people up with stuff like poison spikes or toxic spikes. Has access to recover. So overall, I think that these are two decent lower tier, good value walls. And then Clodsire. Clodsire's okay. Poison Ground, so it can help get some maybe steel coverage. Go and get psychic types, but I think you're getting more of that from the top than you are from Clodsire, so I would be surprised to see Clodsire come up that much. Next up is Jack and the Greenville Gravelers. Overall, I think this team is very good. It just seems very well-rounded. You got Tailwind access. You got a 1-2 punch out the gate. You've got good utility. Decent special attacker with a pretty good move pool. Utility, couple tanks, walls. So overall, I don't see much wrong with Moth's team. Just be interested to see how he synergizes everything together. I could easily see it being like his main four being like Urshifu Single Strike, Gouging Fire, Grimmsnarl, and Enamorus. Just because Tailwind is really, really helpful in the doubles match setup. So Enamorus Incarnate I could see coming out a lot as well. Overall, good team. I can't wait to see this team in action in week 1, just so we can see kind of what Moth is thinking of strategy-wise. Okay, Greenville Gravelers. I mean, they got Whimsicott. We all know Whimsicott is insane. It's one of the most used that I've seen in recent days. It gets Tailwind, it gets Moonblast, it also gets Light Screen, as well as Protect, Endeavor, gets Encore. I mean, it can also set Trick Room. It is one of the best utility Pokemon on the market right now, and it hits like a truck with Moonblast. Moonblast just does so much damage. It doesn't matter what Pokemon is using it, and it gets the stab benefit from it. So Whimsicott, it's a no-brainer that it's a 20. It is the best Tailwind setter on the market right now, and that really benefits Walking Wake. Hydro Steam, Draco Meteor. It also gets access to Flamethrower for coverage in case somebody wants to try and throw out an Amoonguss, say. You got Flamethrower to counter, and you also have access to Protect. I would literally run this setup right here. I would run those 4. And I would run it with Life Orb. Like that's just... It's a no-brainer to me. Let's see what it... So it doesn't really go so well with any of these on here, but if you throw up a Trick Room with Whimsicott for some reason, Walking Wake is still going to outspeed a lot of stuff on the market, especially a lot of those faster types, and it's still going to hit just as hard. Hisui and Gudra. I love Hisui and Gudra with the Steel Dragon typing. It gets access to Body Press, and it has a really high base defense, so really good overall. Just starting out, you have that move, and it's going to hit really, really hard. It also has access to acid armor, so potentially you can double your defense. And it has so many resistances, especially to things like fairy, fire. The only thing that you're really going to get hit by that bad is ice, but I don't even think ice is double effective because it's steel typing. So overall, I think you have a really strong team here. Again, it also has access to protect. Yeah, gooey. Yeah. I love Sap Sipper. It's just hilarious to me. Sap Sipper. And now I used regular Goodra last season, and I liked regular Goodra, but I just think Hisuian Goodra is just better in pretty much every aspect. Again, this acid armor body press combo is crazy. You can also drop life dew to heal yourself and your partner. Heavy slam. Again, it's a very heavy Pokemon, but if you don't want to run heavy slam and you basically just want to run body press, you could throw in protect as well. Knock off, also really good. Ice beam if you want a special attacking move, because its special attack is a little bit higher. But I would consider this to be like a mixed special wall. You can really do anything with it, but this acid armor body press combo is really, really good. Anything that you can do to boost your defense a lot and then throw a body press is a good strategy. And especially if you're throwing something like, like Assault Vest or Sash, something like that on it, I think that would be really helpful overall to giving it some longevity. So, nothing bad to say about Goodra. Landorus, I hate this thing. This is one of the chalk Pokemon. It's ground flying. Man, it's really good. It's just a really good Pokemon overall. Again, gets a lot of synergy. I don't think it's getting any synergy with his team necessarily. Yeah, no direct synergy. But overall, just really good. I mean, gets access to Earthquake, U-turn. If you want to make it your Terra, it's probably a really good Terra as well. Rock Slide, Crunch, super huge attack stat, and decent special attack. So if you want to throw something like Terra Blast in there, then it's not that bad. This could also be really, really beneficial from Whimsicott's using Tailwind. So really be able to benefit you from Tailwind. I don't really know Stomping Tantrum because it doesn't really have a move that just fails unless you're going to run Protect on it. So I'm a little confused on why Stomping Tantrum is the number one when I would probably use something like Earthquake instead. No flying types though, so maybe that's why. That's interesting. I'll be interested to see how Landorus is used. Iron Valiant, this is our Gallade. Futuristic Gallade, right? Good speed, good attack. Mostly seems like it's running a lot of... It looks like it's running a lot of support moves. Yeah, it looks like it's running a lot of support moves. Encore, Coaching, Disable, and then Moonblast is this is pretty much going to be any fairy types main one. I guess Spirit Break if you want the physical attacking side. So, Boosts your energy. Gets a unique item. So you can use Focus Sash on something else. Overall, good support. I think that's mainly what it would be used for. Terrakion. Oh, this is just your straight up rock. Rock fighting, close combat, get protect. Oh, you get Sacred Sword, which is really good. Quick attack, high horsepower. Yeah, so this is just straight, all out attacker. Which this team kind of needs overall. And then Magmar, this is going to be your Eviolite. Magmar is actually really good because it gets Will-O-Wisp and Follow Me. And you give it Eviolite, so it boosts all of its defenses by, 50%, something like that. Yeah. And then you just basically spam Flamethrower. And then you got Protect. So I would run Follow Me, Will-O-Wisp, Flamethrower, Protect. That's how I would do it. And once once you get them with the Will-O-Wisp and Follow Me, then you would use Protect the next turn, and then they're basically wasting their attacks on the Follow Me. So overall, I like Magmar. That's really good. Since Venusaur's a 9-point, we'll look at it. But I don't really see Venusaur getting used that much. Sleep Powder, Grass Knot. Yeah, this is basically what I would run. Maybe throw Wide Lens on there so it gets a higher chance to hit. Especially because you want that Sleep Powder and that Sludge Bomb to hit whenever if you're using it. So overall, this is a pretty good, well-rounded team as well, and it's got Tailwind support, so I think that overall this is going to be a pretty decent team. It's got some pieces to go against something like Trick Room, because some of these Pokemon are slow enough to where if somebody uses Trick Room on it, then they're not getting necessarily destroyed unless Whimsicott is already setting up that Tailwind. But overall, I think it's a pretty solid team as well. So, first 5 teams, all pretty solid overall. I'm seeing more of like the well-rounded sides on some of the other teams. I'm definitely going for a theme. I have a strategy of what I'm going to try and play and how to kind of give some options in case somebody's trying to just hard counter me on that. So we'll see how that goes. Next is the Hoopas. This is Keeb. He is a former league champ. And Keeb, you can see he's running something very similar to me in a way. He got Pelipper 2 picks before me. Made me so mad. Pelipper was the rain setter that I wanted. I think it's the better rain setter. I do really like Politoed. I think Politoed is really good, but I just think Pelipper's a little bit better. Now, obviously, Iron Hands really benefits from the rain. It's a fake out user. It can auto hit with Thunder. It's got good switch outs. Overall, I mean, what bad thing are you going to say about Iron Hands? It's really good. Now, he's my Whittle man. Did I just butcher this? Hoopa. What? I can't find Hoopa. Is this the Hoopa that he's using? It is, yeah, Hoopa Unbound. Crazy stats. That's level 100 stats, but still. Knockoff, Psychic Noise, Drain Punch, Thunderbolt. Okay. Assault Vest. I don't know, why can't I find Hoopa? Yeah. Yeah, it might be. That makes sense. So then we'll just go off Smogon. If this opponent or this Pokemon has an item, it steals the item off the Pokemon when it hits it. Okay, that's not bad. So that's why it's using like Drain Punch, Gunk Shot, Knockoff. Okay. This seems like a homer pick to me. I don't really know if there's much to say about it, but I can definitely see the utility in it. Especially if you paired it up with Galar Weezing, because its ability is kind of nah. So, could just give you really good coverage coming out. Poison Fairy, Psychic Dark. Galar Weezing, I love Galar Weezing, it's awesome. Purely because of its ability, the Negating Gas. Negating Gas is awesome. Negating Gas will, like, throw my whole strategy out the window. You know, if I try and throw Politoed or Caledon and he throws Galar Weezing first, it's like, okay, well, there's no rain. So, there goes that, you know. And it's also got Dazzling Gleam, so we can hit both sides with a good fairy attacking move. So overall, Galar Weezing I think is just a really good pick. Nothing wrong with that pick. It's just a very solid pick overall. Screamtail. Okay, this might be a Perish Song Pokemon. Disable, Protect, yeah. Seems like this might just be like a Perish Song setup. Encore Disable, just pure utility, so nothing wrong with that, getting some utility. Pincursion, I don't know what that is really going to be used for, but... Hey, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered is ready to play. It did not want me to look at Pincursion. The website said I can't look at Pincursion, guys. It doesn't want me to look at it. It said no. So we're going to skip it. I don't really know what this would be used for anyway. Indeedee Mail. Okay, it also gets Psychic Surge. Is it just worse? Special Attacker. Expanding Force, Dazzling Gleam, Helping Hand, Gravity. Okay. You could use it like in DD Female as well with Psychic Surge and then Trick Room. Trick Room, Protect, Helping Hand. Yeah, I mean, I could see the use for this. You basically just use it like in DD Female. I guess people use DD Female for a different reason. But we've got DD Female down here, so we'll talk about that shortly. And then Altaria, this seems just like a, you know, I don't really have that many points left pick. So overall, this is a good team as well. Keeb's got a lot of different options that he can play. He can run a semi-rain team. He can run a neutralizing team. He can run a trick room team. And I think all would be pretty effective. I'll be interested to see what Keeb does. I'll be interested to see what he does, what his strategy is coming into week one, how that works out for him. But, I mean, just having Pelipper and Urshifu Rapid Strike, so Rain Surging Strikes, it's gonna be very hard to deal with that. It's going to do a lot of damage, so keep an eye out for Keeb. I think this is one of the stronger teams that I've seen so far. Bidoo's also a pretty strong team. Gravelers, this could be a potentially nasty team with the Whimsicott tail. All right, next up, Lurantis's. I've had a lot of experience playing this team already because this is my week one matchup, so this is where all of my scrims have gone. And I just want to say this is a very tough fight for my team personally. Raging Bolt is a fucker. I hate him. I hate Raging Bolt. He's so good with Assault Vest. He is so hard to take down. And his typing is just really unique to where you're basically, if you don't have a ground type or you don't have a fairy type, you're kind of boned. You know, unless you're gonna drop like 2 Draco Meteors on it or something like that. You really have to focus his Pokemon down. Dragapult, super fast, hits like a truck. I didn't have as much problems with Dragapult as I did with Raging Bolt, but Dragapult is nothing to scoff at either. Baxcalibur with Icicle Crash, pain. It's just a pain to fight against. It's really not fun. This all kind of pseudo dragon team is pretty good, honestly. Glamora is really good because it can set up Light Screen, which makes Raging Bolt even harder to take down. So overall, watch out for that. And having access to poison moves also makes it really hard for you to run any kind of fairy types against something like Raging Bolt, Dragapult, or Baxcalibur. I didn't see Skelleridge used that much, but Skelleridge is just overall pretty decent. Good special attacker. It's got the Torch Song move. That's its like specialty move that boosts its special attack over and over again as it keeps using it. Breloom, I love Breloom. And in a doubles format, he actually gets to use Spore, which is his best move. This can set up into things like Spore, Substitute, Focus Punch. Drain Punch is also really good on Breloom. Seed Bomb. Lots of different combos that Breloom can play into with this team. Pachirisu, really good special wall and a really good utility Pokemon. Especially with things like Nuzzle, being able to do like a little bit of damage, but more importantly, pretty much guaranteeing that you're getting a Paralyze, can really swing the tide of battle a lot. So Pachirisu is not something to look down on here, so just be aware that you could see Pachirisu in lineups of this team as well. I mean, what is there to say about Latios? It's a beast. Expanding Force, it gets Draco Meteor, it gets Protect. It's relatively fast, it hits pretty hard too. Latios is also another one that you'll probably see in the lineup a lot. And then Iron Thorns, I view this as the low point pick, so basically just best value on the board. Iron Thorns is pretty good. It doesn't really synergize with this team 100%, but I could easily see it being used as well. So this is a team that I would look out for, especially in the early season, and that's mainly just because I've played against it a lot, and it's a pretty scary team. It's not fun to play against. All right. So, got through Lurantis's. I'm going to take like a 2-minute break so I can go to the bathroom and get a drink. And then we'll come back and we'll just knock out the bottom row all in one shot. So, a couple minutes, I will be right back, and I will leave you guys with the music. Alright, guys, we are back. Okay. So we just got done with Lurantis's. Again, I think this is a sneaky team. Just be aware of this. Definitely keep an eye out on Raging Bolt. He's a bastard. I hate him. So, This team right here is looking to me like an obvious Trick Room team. The Miltanks. I believe this is Kim Jong Undertaker in the Discord. And the only thing I really wanted to look at was Ogre Pawn. Decent speed. Does get access to Follow Me, though. So, Follow Me, Spiky Shield, Ivy Cudgel. Then maybe you get like Encore or Taunt to shut down potential other Trick Roomers or Weather Setters. I think that would probably be the main thing. But Torkoal's not fast. I don't think Regidrago's fast. Yeah, Regidrago's not fast. Farigiraf is another Trick Room setter. Hatterene is not fast. Corviknight is not fast. Doesn't want me to look at Leafeon either. I guess anything that's just that low, they just don't have anything for it. It's not super fast. Swords Dance, Synthesis, Solar Blade. This is probably one that's just not really going to be used that much. It is only 2 points, so. But looking at this, definitely good bones for a Trick Room team. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Kim is going to run. The Miltanks are going to run. Ogre Pawn is really the only one that's like, it might be a little too fast for a Trick Room team, but at the same time, it's not like faster than... It's not like crazy fast. You know, if you're going against stuff like Chien-Pao, Fluttermane, Urshifu's, would be really good against Gravelers. So, like, Whimsicott sets up Tailwind, Indeedee Female sets up Trick Room with Psychic Surge. You know, you're in the driver's seat turn 1. So, overall, I think this is a good Trick Room team. So, I don't think you can really go wrong with what they're bringing to the table here. So, yeah, I don't think there's really that much more to say about them. Really just seems like a good Trick Room team. Seems like the main thing that they're probably going to be playing into Indeedee. Torkoal's really slow, Regidrago's slow, Farigiraf is slow. Also a secondary Trick Room setter. Hatterene is slow, Corviknight is slow. So, but I could also see something like running Ogre Pawn and Corviknight together and giving Corviknight Tailwind. If you feel like you get stumped out of Trick Room in game 1, kind of switching it up, and you could reverse it and play Tailwind. So this is an interesting team. Let me see. I'd be interested to see how they play the Trick Room variant. All right, Lax 44 with the Ninetales. So looking at this team originally, I thought, yeah, this is a pretty good team. Tink. We all love Tink a ton. Great fake out user, gets Gigaton Hammer, gets Play Rough, gets Knockoff, and that would probably be the 4 that I would use. I would use fake out, Gigaton Hammer, Knockoff, and Play Rough. Yeah, and just run Assault Vest and just let it go out there and work. It would work really good with a Dozo Tatsugiri, but there's another team that already has Dozo Tatsugiri. But if you give it some support with Wheezing, which you can see the Ninetales do have, it's actually pretty good because Tinkaton's abilities don't really play that much into it, and you're going to lock out everybody else from using abilities as well. So I could easily see Tinkaton Wheezing as an opening for this team. I think there's a lot of good synergy between those two Pokemon and allows you really the opportunity for a good, strong matchup against some teams that are very ability dependent. So, give me 1 second. I gotta plug my phone in. Oh no. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, Spencer, forgive me. Don't take away my free agency tokens. I need this. Oh my god, I'm on TV. Mom, I'm on TV. Are you the Miltanks trick? Oh, the slug was. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're gonna be on there. Don't worry about it. You're coming up, and let's just say I like this team a lot. I like this team a lot. Okay, so Ursaluna Blood Moon is a hot commodity right now in the TCG. Because of this Blood Moon Earth Power combo, it's pretty insane. It also gets access to Hyper Voice, so it can hit both sides, or both Pokemon on one side. And then also it gets access to Protect. So it's got a super high special attack stat. It's got good bulk with its HP. I'm trying to remember what Blood Moon does specifically. Yeah, damage dealing, normal type move. Yeah, signature. Oh yeah, okay. So it's kind of like you can only use it. You can use it, and then you gotta wait. Yeah, okay. $140. Oh my goodness. So, guys, prepare to see Terra Normal Ursaluna Blood Moon. This is almost certainly going to be Lax's Terra Captain. I mean, being able to use Terra Normal Blood Moon, and then you still have access to Terra Normal Hyper Voice. Yeah. Hey, Trick, no problem. Thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate y'all coming in. I knew it was going to take a little bit to get through all of it, so. But yeah, thanks for coming in and showing the support and showing love. Okay, so we got Tinkaton, Ursaluna Blood Moon. Again, Tinkaton works really well with Weezing. We already kind of know about Weezing. We don't really have to like go over Weezing again because we kind of went over Weezing Galar. And instead of using Dazzling Gleam, you're going to be using more poison moves instead. But you're still relying off of that neutralizing gas. And then picking a really good Pokemon without a very good ability. So, Oranguru. This is another Pokemon I'm not super familiar with. Trick Room Setter. Okay. Gets access to Foul Play. Foul Play is pretty good. Taunt to stop other Trick Roomers. Instruct. Okay, so this is kind of like Encore. So, really good utility. So you can prevent Pokemon from using things like Protect, Trick Room, setting up Weather, and then at the same time you can set up your own Trick Room and use the flipped speed to really like enforce these things like Taunt and Instruct. Yeah, Covert Cloak is a pretty good item too. And then it's not really using any kind of moves that it would get stabbed from though. I would probably give it Psychic. Because I think Foul Play is a physical move. Oh, okay. I see why they use Foul Play. So if somebody's boosted themselves, you can use Foul Play to basically turn their stacked their stacks against them. Okay, that makes sense. So far, the four that we've kind of broken down, like, you could do a Tinkaton Weezing, you could do a Ursaluna Blood Moon, Oranguru, you could do Oranguru Tinkaton, because Tinkaton's really slow. It seems like it could be another potentially good Trick Room team. Is it Tornadus Therian that they're using? We're not going to be able to get anything from that. Let's check it out. Oh, this is the bird. Okay, so fast, and it's kind of a wall breaker. Pivot, okay. It's got Regenerator. Okay, so I can see how you could use this. Switch it in. It maybe gets hit. You U-turn to pivot. Pulls out. Gets Regenerator. Yeah, so I can see how this could easily be used. The only thing is that it's really fast. So what is its ability? No, it's a Regenerator, so... But Regenerator's not blocked by Weezing. Okay. So I can see how this could be a Weezing focus team. Like Weezing Oranguru. Like I see a lot of uses for Weezing here. So you get Weezing into it, like if you have Weezing in, you want to switch Tornadus in. and then you pull Tornadus back out, it's still getting the benefit of Regenerator. So, that's interesting. Interesting. Okay. I definitely see the use of it, even though it's just flying type. But that doesn't give it too many weaknesses either. It's basically just electricity, ice, and rock. So, overall, I don't think that's a bad pick. I don't think it's a bad pick at all. Really, the only thing is if you're going to be using like a Trick Room setup, it does seem a little bit fast. But maybe that you just don't use it in that Trick Room set that you're using. Like if you know you're going to be running Trick Room, then you just leave them on the sideline. So, here, 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. What is going on? Oh. Let's try to take a picture. My phone wasn't actually charging, so that's not good. Okay, this was another Pokemon I wasn't really sure about that much, was Okidogi. Hadn't really heard of it that much. I want to say it's a Gen 9 Pokemon. It is really slow. So it does play into that potential, like we were talking about, that potential, hey, we run, yeah, Andy, you're next. Yeah, we potentially run Okidogi with the Trick Room. A lot of these Pokemon are dependent on Assault Vest, though, and you can't double up. But I mean, I guess Okidogi would be good with something like Safety Goggles. Just seems like a good Trick Room sweeper. Drain Punch gives you some longevity. Knockoff. Knockoff is always a good move, in my opinion. You know, anytime you can get rid of somebody's item, do it. And it does more damage when they have the item. Gunk Shot. Gunk Shot is good, but it just has a low chance to hit. But in my personal experience using Gunk Shot, I hit way more than I miss. Even though it's kind of like a Hydro Pump. A Hydro Pump, but poison. I still feel like I hit pretty consistently with Gunk Shot. So, and then what is Upper Hand? This might be a new. Oh, priority of +3. Oh, okay. So this is basically Sucker Punch Shutdown. So anybody who's running Sucker Punch, I would be wary of going against Okidogi, because that might be a very bad time for you. Because not only is it going to hit you, it's going to make you flinch like Fake Out, and it's going to probably be super effective. So that's an interesting one to look at. I've never really looked at Okidogi before, but it seems like a very interesting Trick Room sweeper with a lot of utility, especially if people are trying to use priority moves in the Trick Room. You have something that basically says "nah" and flinch. So I think that's actually it's really good. We talked about wheezing. Again, basically the things that I was saying about Galar wheezing is the same with regular wheezing. Except the only thing is that you don't get access to that dazzling gleam, but you do get access to some more powerful poison type moves. Um, let's just check it. Yeah, protect. Oh, it gets Will-O-Wisp. Okay. Wheezing Galar doesn't get Will-O-Wisp. Oh no, it does get Will-O-Wisp. Play rough. Yeah, I mean, I just think Wheezing Galar is better than regular Wheezing, but protect, Will-O-Wisp, Sludge Bomb, Taunt. Galar Wheezing, does it get Dark Pulse? No. Okay. So that could be interesting. But I mean, you're already hitting Psychics for super effective damage with Sludge Bomb. I don't know, that's interesting. I would definitely prioritize Protect, Will-O-Wisp, and then Sludge Bomb. And then you could use Taunt to try and negate other people's setting up of Trick Room or their ability to throw up rain or sun. But I think Dark Pulse might just be better to give you some extra coverage. So, but I like Wheezing. I think Galar Wheezing is better, which is why it's 1 point higher. But they both get access to neutralizing gas, and neutralizing gas can really throw a lot of people off, especially if they're going to be reliant on their Pokemon's abilities. And then some pretty high picks here at the end in terms of points. Zapdos is just really good. Original Zapdos. Whenever I was playing singles last season, I saw Zapdos Galar everywhere. He's so annoying, and I hate him. But Zapdos regular, much better for double play. So it gets Tailwind. We've already talked about how good Tailwind is in terms of like Whimsicott and Pokemon like that. Tailwind just gives you a huge boost. Hurricane, you've heard me talk about Hurricane as well. Hurricane is really awesome. I was actually highly thinking about getting Zapdos for my team because it has this Tailwind Hurricane combo. So if I wanted to throw it out with Politoed, I could turn one Tailwind and then my Swift Swimmers have _4 speed. So they're just outspeeding literally everybody. He was just a little bit too expensive for me to get at the time, though. Thunderbolt, just, the best non-thunder. Again, if you're not running Rain, run Thunderbolt. It's the best special attacking electric move. Has been since Generation 1. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Now, this is actually kind of interesting between these two, Roost and Roost and Detect. Roost is good if you want recovery, but you just got to be aware of Zapdos's electric typing. So if you do Roost, you're opening yourself up to a super effective ground type move because Roost is going to put you on the ground. Detect is basically like Protect. It's just, you have Protect and Detect. They're basically the exact same thing. That's why they basically have the same, the same percentage use. But overall, I love Zapdos. I think Zapdos is a really good special sweeper. It's one of the better electric special sweepers, and because it gets access to Tailwind, you just throw a Citrus Berry on it. You're probably not going to kill it in one hit KO. unless you're hitting it with maybe something like Icicle Crash or Rock Slide. You know, I mean, Rock Slide is not used as much as you would think, but stuff like Icicle Crash you might see a little bit more. So, and then Camera Up. This is just your low point pick. Camera Up has some pretty decent bulk. It gives you fire type moves, gives you ground type moving, earth power. What is it? Overheat. It also gets eruption. I mean, there's a couple decent moves on Camera, but I probably wouldn't see this too much in the setups. Okay, moving on. Last season's champ, the season 4 champ, the Simpsonville Seadras, Council Date. So, disclaimer on Andy's team. We started this season with 7 free agency tokens, in which you can swap Pokemon out for other Pokemon that are on the draft board that have not been taken. We have not played season 1 yet, or week 1 yet. Andy has already used 5 out of the 7 tokens. So, there's been a lot of change in his team in a very short period of time. But we're going to look at it and we're going to just kind of break it down. Tyranitar is a great throw-in. We'll come back to Tornadus, but Tyranitar is kind of easier to explain. Tyranitar is a really good pivot weather changer. So, say you're somebody like Keeb, who's throwing in Pelipper, or you're somebody like me who's throwing in Politoed, and you throw them in turn 1, and then Andy can throw in Tyranitar and mess up your strategy. You know, Tyranitar is really good for that. He's also just a good powerhouse. But he's just a really good weather setter. And because he's a weather setter, you don't have to waste movement. You don't have to waste turns on trying to manually set up. Now, if you're playing around Sandstorm, which I don't necessarily think that's what Andy's team is doing. I don't necessarily think Andy's team is playing around Sandstorm. It's always good to have a manual setup. Like, in my team, I have Politoed who does it automatically, but I also have other options who can set up Rain Dance manually. So, it's just something that you always need to rely on if you are playing a weather team. You need to have somebody who can manually set up the weather as well, because of people like this, who are going to run Tyranitar, or who are going to run Ninetales, or Alolan Ninetales we see with the Slugmas. You know, people are going to run different teams to try and block your ability to use weather to your benefit. And that's okay if you are playing a weather team. Right. Well, I mean, but this is a good, like, your team doesn't have to necessarily just be running on sand, you know, but this is a good disruptor. Tyranitar is a really good disruptor, and you're not wasting a turn to mess up somebody else's strategy. You switch in Tyranitar and you can immediately come out hitting. Especially if you're going to Terra Captain him. But say you're not going to Terra Captain him, you still have access to protect him. So, you throw him in against a rain team. Now the rain team is going to try and prioritize Tyranitar. Then you can just protect, and boom. You've now wasted their turn. Oh, you did Terra him. Okay, then that's even better. So you get even more utility out of him. So Tyranitar, I think, is a good pick. It's a good counter pick for a lot of teams that we've been seeing. It's also really, really, really slow. So it's also kind of a good counter to Trick Room teams as well. Um, because a lot of these people who are going to be running Trick Room, like Indeedee with Torkoal and Regidrago and Farigiraf and stuff like that, like Tyranitar is slower than all of them. You know? So, again, I think Tyranitar is a really good pick. Especially with how things like weather are going to kind of play around some of the teams. Okay, let's look at Tornadus. Oh, okay. Well, that's yeah. And I doubt you're really going to be running Rain Dance, so basically Tornadus for Tailwind. Bleak Windstorm is a very good attack. Protect, Taunt. Oh yeah, Sandstorm. Oh, so you can manually set up Sandstorm with Tornadus. Yeah, if you want to manually set it, and then it's got Prankster, so it's gonna have priority on any of those moves. Okay. Hmm. You sure you're not running a sand team? Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Lycanroc, huh? Your team is sand friendly. Oh, would you look at that? Sand Rush. Huh. I think I'm starting to see a sand team coming here. Would you look at that? I think we're starting to see the makings of a sand team, folks. So yeah, it looks like Andy he's kind of converted his team into a sand team. How do you spell this? I know a lot about Toadscruel, but let's see how he would fit in. So I mean, obviously you want Spore, Earth Power, Rage Powder, Acid Spray. I mean, this is the ideal setup. The only thing is that Mycelium might. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I could see how you could use a lot of your tokens for that. But I mean, you got Excadrill, you got Palmont, Salamence. I mean, the back half of your team is also really good. Gives a lot of potential for. Ooh. Yeah, sneeze. I think. There it goes. The back half of your team gives a lot of variance for strategy, especially in a 2 or 3 set, which is what we're playing. So I mean I like Toadscruel, but its ability is so blah. You know what I mean? Oh, really? Always moves last within the priority bracket. Okay. Yeah, yeah. So I see what you mean. Like, yeah, you could use like this to like sleep Goldingo. Um, but you ignore basically any item or ability. So this is kind of mixed bag. I like Toad Scroll, and the thing is that Toad Scroll will be effective if you're playing like the Ninetales or you're playing Hoopas, and they try to use the Weezings, and you throw out Toad Scroll. Mycelium Might is not a thing anymore. Yeah, redirection and Terra. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah, that's smart. We all know Excadrill. We all know him. We all love him. Hits like a fucking brick. Slow as hell unless you're in a sandstorm. In this poison jab, this poison jab, a little sneaky. A little sneaky. If you don't want to run Rock Slide, get a little poison jab in there. It's a little sneaky. But this is probably going to be the, you know. Yeah, but he gets Sand Rush. So if he's in the Sandstorm, then he's juicing. Right? Yep, speed stat is doubled. Yeah, so I mean, he's hitting 176 speed. Yeah. Whew. Yep. And the yeah, if you have Tailwind up from Thundurus, sheesh. Focus Sash, so he's at least getting one attack off. And if you manually have to set up Sand. Go with Tyranitar. Oh look, there's Tornadus. Yeah. So Andy's playing a good synergy Sand team with potential for Tailwind. I like Palmont. If you're able to Terra him, he becomes even better. And seeing as he's so low, 15, 21, 29, did you Terra Palmont as well? Yep. Because if you Terra him to Electric, Double Shock can't get rid of his Electric typing. So you can basically just keep using Double Shock over and over and over and over again. It has Close Combat, which is the best fighting move in the game. And it's the only Pokemon that knows Revival Blessing, which can basically just revives a Pokemon to 50% health. Really cool. Really cool. And it gets access to Protect. So, I love Palmont. I've used Palmont a lot in Pokerogue. So that's why I know so much about it. Yeah, Rabosca knows it as well. Yeah, but Rabosca sucks. That Pokemon sucks. It looks bad. It is bad. Oh, and okay, so we talked about Palmont. We know Salamence. We know Flappy Bird. Rabosca sucks. I hate him. I'll make this a YouTube short where I just talk about how much I hate Rabosca. I hate its design. It's not a good Pokemon. It looks fucking stupid. It rolls around a shit ball. Like, it's just fucking dumb. We all know Salamence. We all know Flappy Bird. It gets literally the best ability in the entire game, Intimidate. It's fast. It hits hard. It knows Dual Wing Beat. It's also a potential Tailwind setup. I mean, I don't even know why Draco Meteor's on here. I guess if you want some kind of special break, like you need a special break on it. But otherwise, I'd just be running Dragon Claw and Iron Head. I mean, I could see you maybe running Protect instead, but then you... Yeah. I mean, I could see running Protect, but Iron Head will give you a little something for potential fairy types who want to pop out and try and do something. We all know Gardevoir. Super reliable special wall. Gets access to Moonblast. Gets access to Psychic. Trying to think of what... Oh, I'm not going to be able to see it. I'm just trying to look at her move pool. Close enough. Yeah, I mean, super big hitter, super big wall. Trick, meh. Healing Wish isn't bad. Oh, yeah, Life Dew. That's smart. Yeah, Dazzling Gleam, Expanding Force. Both of those hit both Pokemon on the other side. Protect, Life Dew. Yeah, okay. That's a really good setup for it, honestly. No notes. Oh, that's really good too. Yeah, so you could use stuff like potentially like Earthquake, things like that, and not just get absolutely just destroyed. Trace. Yeah. Yeah, the only thing is if you're playing doubles, then you might not have that ability to get Prankster. But I mean, overall, I mean, Gardevoir is super solid. Overall, just incredibly solid. Yeah, it's random. But no notes on Gardevoir. Gardevoir is super solid. And then Caesar, I love Caesar. Just make it Technician, give it Choice Band, and then pick the four best moves that are 60 base power or less, and then just fucking go ham. Instead of close combat, I would do Mach Punch instead if you're gonna give it a fighting move. But U-turn, Dual Wing Beat, Bullet Punch. Knockoff's not bad if you don't have a Pokemon with knockoff. I usually just ran Mach Punch instead, so I'd have two potential priority moves because you're running Choice Man. He doesn't. I thought he did. What am I thinking of? Bullet Punch? I thought he got a fighting priority move. Or maybe I'm just crazy. Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch. But I thought that he got a fighting priority move as well. Or maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm just thinking a Quick Attack. Also, if you can throw Swords Dance on it, if you can get Swords Dance up with Caesar, I don't know if you want to run some kind of like funky Focus Sash. You could potentially do something like that. That's another way to potentially run Caesar. You use, you use Swords Dance turn one, hope for the single hit. You exploit Sash, and then you can use your Technician with ×2 power. So, you could be potentially hitting really, really hard. That's more of a lesser known, though. Yeah. I could definitely see how this team could be very tricky. And the thing is, you could pretty much bring any one of these Pokemon in at any time. Then Bravarity's got Defiant. So you can use... Now, if you use Close Combat, would that trigger Defiant? Oh, no, lowered by a foe. Yeah, Tailwind. Yeah, so overall, this is a very well-rounded Sand team, and it's got a couple little fun nuggets that you could throw in as just round 2 surprises. Something doesn't go right round 1, you can always switch in something like Salamence, Gardevoir, Palmont. But I could very easily see this being like Tornadus, Tyranitar, Lycanroc, and Excadrill as the main 4. And then you'd have, something doesn't go quite right round 1. Okay, well then we're gonna bring in Toedscruel. Yeah. It's a strong strategy. Especially because Tornadus also has ability to Tailwind, so... even if, say, you're going against somebody who can out-set up your weather, you still have access to Tailwind in multiple avenues. So, yeah, Dark Fighting Psychic, Flying Ground Electric, yep. I thought you were completely panicking. Your team's making a lot more sense now. Makes a lot more sense. This is looking like a strong team now that I really see it. Yeah. But 5 out of 7 tokens, you know what I mean? It's use over 80% of your tokens. But now I kind of see the vision of the team. So yeah, I think this is also a strong team. I want to see how it kind of goes, in the first week battle. I'm also excited for this. Yeah, I think this is going to be a pretty strong team, and you have enough variety in your secondary options where you can really throw somebody off. So yeah, so I see this. I think this is a pretty strong team. Battling a Trick Room team 1 or week 1. See, that's gonna be. I think that's gonna be the thing that's gonna be. And then Pow Night, yeah. I think that's Trick Room is gonna be the hardest thing for you. And don't get me wrong, Trick Room is really hard for me as well. Like, I'm right above you. My team's right above you. Like, I don't run well. I don't run well against Trick Room either. Definitely have to play smarter when going against Trick Room team. So we'll see. But I mean, I like the setup so far. He has a plan. We love it. We love a man with a plan. Okay, let me check and see if my phone's charging, and then we'll get into our last four. Oh, okay. So yeah, Andy, I definitely like your team. The team you originally drafted, I was kind of like, what the fuck is this? I'm not really sure what he's going for here. But here, I definitely see a strategy. All right. Next. Two of these last four teams we've all been looking at. We've all been dreading. And they're both the double S teams. Slugmas. They have literally one of the best combos in the entire game, which is Annihilate Mousehold. I mean, if you don't know, essentially Mousehold just juices up Annihilate to the point where its signature move what is it? Is it Rage Fist? Or is it Final Gambit? No. I think it's Rage Fist. Yep. This move gives up to 350 power. 350 power. And Mousehold, just gets it to that in one turn. And because Mousehold is faster than Annihilate, Mousehold always gets to set Annihilate up before Annihilate even gets to use Rage Fist. So literally turn one, potentially you could have Annihilate hitting you with a 350 power move. Very cool. I hope you're ready for it. A lot of people are going to cry this year. It's not going to be fun. On top of that, Volcanion. I don't have to tell you how much of a pain in the ass Volcanion is as a Pokemon. We've all played against it. Volcanion's a son of a bitch. It's really good. It's really good. Oh, Volcanion might be banned in this format. Yeah, not only does it have Water Absorb, it also has this little move called Steam Eruption, which is, you know, just basically Scald, but 110 base power. What the fuck? This thing is a beast. Volcanion is a beast. Like, not only do you have this Mouse Ape Annihilate combo, you also just have Volcanion sitting right back there for you. Insane. Absolutely insane. Alolan Ninetales is just really awesome. It sets up Snow for you, which of course it also has Aura Veil, which is protection and light screen in one. So you're getting 2 support moves for the price of 1. Auto hit Blizzard, Moonblast, which we've already talked about, hits like a freaking truck, and Protect. So this is like one of the better support Pokemons in the game. You know, we've played against Alolan Ninetales in singles and doubles. It's a problem. It's a problem. This team is a problem. Now Cleto. Clydo might also be Cledio. K-E-O. I'm just very bad at spelling Pokemon names. Nope, it is. It must be banned in this format. Jeez, what am I doing? K-E-L-D-O. What? That's how I spelled it. Whatever. So, Pivot and a Secret Sword. Okay, if it gets hit with the Dark type move, it can boost itself. Calm Mind. Choice Specs. So overall, it just looks like a sweeper, special attacking sweeper. Again, I'm not too familiar with this Pokemon, but I mean, just looking at these top 4, this is already a very dangerous team. And then that's not even coupling Frostglass with Alolan Ninetales. This is my friend Figgles Diddy. This is like one of his favorite Pokemon. Probably not going to be able to get any info on it. But it is just, it's a nightmare. Because it can confuse, it can sleep. Yeah, it's got Snow Cloak, so it just ups its evasiveness in the snow. So if he is running snow, oh, it knows Triple Axle now too. Ooh, yeah. Triple Axle, Poltergeist. Why would you? I don't know. Never mind. That's a weird set. I wouldn't. Point is, Frostglass is good in a if you're using it alongside Alolan Ninetales. I could easily see Frostcloak or Snowcloak with Alolan Ninetales, and then Frostglass just using stuff like Confuse Ray, Double Team, to just really mess up the other side. Make it very hard for anybody to hit it, and make it very hard for anybody to even go. So, Frostglass kind of a sneaky pick. Aziev. We're probably not going to be able to get any data. Now, I played against this in one-on-one of the solos, and yeah, it was mostly used like this. Not exactly sure how you would use it in a doubles scenario. Levitate, okay. Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball. Yeah, so you're basically just you're basically just using it as a special sweeper. And it's got good stats for it. So, I mean, I don't necessarily think it's a bad pick. Ditto, we all know Ditto. Ditto's just going to copy whatever he's fighting against. So this is just might be a good little, like, round 2 pivot Pokemon. And Alolan Golem, man, it's 2 points. I don't even think we really need to talk about it. But, long story short, I think this is one of the best teams that I've seen this year. So, I think this team is very strong, especially with this Annihilate, Maushold, Volcanion trio. You got potential Alolan Ninetales Frostglass double team. Cleto, I'm not really sure about Cleto. I've never really seen it used, but it seems like it has some pretty good coverage and some pretty good moves, so I could easily see that potentially coming in as a 4th with the Annihilate, Maushold, Volcanion combo. And there's some decent pivot pieces with Aziev and Ditto in between sets, so. Keldeo? Okay, I see it now. Keldeo. So, I mean, overall, yeah, I'm going to do... What's the tier list website? Thank you, brother. Tier Maker. I guess we'll just... I don't want to join with Twitter. Don't make me do it. Nope. Nope. I think I would know my own password, but I don't. Oh my god. One second. But I did that. No. Oh my god. Just wanted access to the tier thing. The tier list. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Sure, I guess. I don't need a cover photo. Oh my goodness. I just need a single use. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I wanted. Okay. Yeah, so we left off on Slugmas, right? So Slugmas, I think, again, this is a very strong team. I think this is a very strong team overall. Okay, let's go over to the Snoms. I think that this is a sneaky good team, mainly because of this top three, and mainly because of Sneasler. So, Rillaboom, Incineroar, we both know that they are incredibly good. Yeah, so much fake out. And if they're going to use the pledge moves, what is it, Grassy Pledge and Fire Pledge or whatever, that's a pretty big combo for messing up somebody's day. But yeah, Rillaboom is really good. I mean, this is one of the most used Pokemon right now in doubles. Interesting. Faye is a little sneaky. I could easily see him doing the Fire Grass Pledge and making the Wasteland or whatever, like, using that that special weather terrain. I could see that. Yeah. He lost on like the last turn, right? That's tough. So, I mean, Rillaboom and Incineroar. Yeah, he made a mistake. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously really, really strong opener. If you ask everybody's favorite competitive player, Wolfie Glick, Incineroar is the best Pokemon that's ever been made. So Rillaboom is getting a lot of use as well, and is going up there as one of the best grass types alongside Amoonguss and Mr. Moneybags, Hisui and Electra. Don't talk bad about my man. But I mean, you can see he has a really strong grass, fire, water core with Rillaboom, Incineroar, and Greninja. I mean, that's a really, really strong core. And then Sneasler, this piece of shit, with Dire Claw, is just asking to fuck up somebody's day because it has a 30% chance to either, what is it, sleep, freeze, or paralyze. I hate this fucker. I hate this fucker. He also has Fake Out. He's got Throat Chop, which is a very, very good move, and Close Combat. Sneasler is not something to sleep on. Diancie. DIAM. Must be banned. Diancie. Oh, and there's Clear Body. Okay, so stats can't be lowered. That's great. Oh, wow. Yeah, so I'm seeing this as a potential Trick Room setter. So instead of Stealth Rock, you basically run Moonblast, Body Press, Diamond Storm, and instead of Stealth Rock, you throw in a Trick Room. So like turn 1, set up Trick Room. Turn 2, Diamond Storm. Hopefully you get that +2 to your defense, and then you can just body press and body press and body press. And then if something else comes out that potentially threatens it, you could just Moonblast and just send it straight to hell. So Damn, this is a low key good team, especially because Clefable can't use Eviolite though, but Rocky Helm does get Follow Me, Moonlight for healing, Cosmic Power, Moonblast. If you don't want the recovery, you could go with Protect, or you could go with Life Dew instead. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I'm just. Hmm. Just wonder what was his reasoning for picking Clefable over Clefairy. Oh, Magic Guard. Hmm. But Clefairy also has Magic Guard. But the thing is that Clefairy has Friend Guard, which is better. Right, right. Hmm. Interesting. Okay, I can see why he went Clefable. I would personally go Clefairy, but I see why he went Clefable. That's true, but when you're looking at like pairing it with something like Incineroar or Rillaboom or Sneasler, you could have stuff like Heal Pulse, and with Friend Guard, your your friendly that you're working with takes 3/4 of the damage. So they take 25% less damage. So it's going to give these Pokemon a lot more staying power. I mean, I shouldn't be helping Keeb like this, but. Or Faye like this. Yeah, Clefairy's used more in doubles, yeah, because you can give it Eviolite. Yeah. I'm sure he does. Yeah, I would have personally gone with Clefairy instead of Clefable. because with Clefable, yeah, you're most likely using Rocky Helm or Leftovers or Citrus Berry, and that's something that you would want to give one of your other Pokemon. And then Clefairy, you're just giving it Eviolite, which, you know, is not like a... It's not a consequential, you know, item or whatever. But I mean, we'll see. We'll see what he does with Clefable. So, I think Faye's in here. Faye's listening. He's hearing me. We talked about Greninja. It really fills out this nice water grass fire combo. Greninja's also a starter. Gets Protean, so it can switch its typing. Overall, just a really good Pokemon. I mean, not much to say about Greninja. It's a great special sweeper. It's got a lot of utility. Some really good moves, especially if you want to use something like Loaded Dice with Water Shuriken, you know, so you can get a lot of hits in. Not much to say about Greninja. Really good Pokemon overall, though. Flamigo. I know that this is a new Pokemon. I don't really know much about Flamigo. We do have some data. Okay. Okay, so I see how Flamigo is used, and this is actually pretty decent setup. So we just saw, what was upper hand? Oh, it's a yeah, it's that priority. Okay. So basically, you would send out Flamigo turn 1 with the White Herb. You would use Close Combat. It would drop your defense, special defense. White Herb is used up to negate that stat drop. And then you would still have Wide Guard, Acrobatics, and Feint. I always forget what Feint does. Oh, that's the move that hits through Protect or Detect. I mean, I guess I could see that, using that in doubles. Yeah, but I definitely see the strategy here with Flamigo. Close combat, use up the White Herb, so now it's not holding an item, and then you can use Acrobatics, and Acrobatics does double damage. You get Wide Guard, and then you know, if you want to use Feint to bust through your Protects or Detects, you can use that, or you can use Upper Hand against something that you know is going to be using priority moves, something like Chien-Pao or Dragonite. So it's Parthra. There it is. Oh, it just has... Oh, this fucking thing. The Emu. Yeah, so it's definitely going to be running Speed Boost. Okay. I see exactly how this thing is used. Good special attack. You use Calm Mind turn 1. Get a +1 from the Speed Boost, and then you can just use Sword Power. Dazzling Gleam to hit 2 Pokemon on one side. Roost, Substitute, Protect. These are all just basically coverage moves to keep you alive. And then if you throw that in with somebody who can put up electric terrain, then your Sword Power is even more powerful. Okay. Niche use, but I can see how it is, how it's used. And then Hisui and Zora, I think this is just a bleed over from last season, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Yeah. So overall, this is a really good team. This is a really really good team. A solid foundation with Rillaboom and Cineroar and Sneasler. 3 fake out users. Sneasler has Dire Claw. Again, Incineroar and Rillaboom can use those pledge moves and combo them together. That could have some pretty devastating effects. Diancie is really good. Clefable. Again, I still think Clefairy would be better for this team, but I'll have to see what Faye does with Clefable. I'll have to put that in his court because he probably has, like Andy said, he probably has a plan for what he wants to do with Clefable. Greninja overall just really good water type starter. Got lots of coverage with Protean. Can hit a lot of times, hit very hard. Flamigo seems like a little bit of a niche, but again, that close combat white herb acrobatics combo seems like it could be pretty useful. And then Espartha using it in this like calm mind speed boost state to really boost up stored power could be very 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 good. So we'll see how Faye does week 1, but I think he has a very strong team as well. All right. Yeah, Grassy Surge. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Grassy Surge with Flamiga. So, yeah. Or Espartha, sorry. Oh, no, it's if the terrain is electric. Is there a Grassy Seed? Yeah, so I mean, could easily just as easily give it Grassy Seed and then can throw it in with Rillaboom. Yeah, because I forgot that Rillaboom sets up grassy terrain whenever you throw it in. So this could just as easily be Grassy Seed. Yeah, and that just makes that Esparta even more dangerous. All right. Before we go over the 2 time, give me 1 second and refill my drink, and I'll be right back. Alright, guys, welcome back. It's now time to talk about the two-time champ. That's the Spearos. That's Spencer. This is the team that everybody was pulling their hair out during the draft seeing. So close to making it not happen. Unfortunately, it was not meant to be. Spoiler alert. I think this is the best team this season. I have scrimmed against this team. It's not fun. It's not fun to play as. It's not fun to play. It's not fun to play against. So not only does he have Goldinga, we all know that Goldinga is very hot right now in the competitive scene. Very hot right now. Very hot right now. He's also got Tatsudoza. Guys, he also has Tatsudoza. So, from scrimming this team, I think you already know who one of the Terra captains is going to be. It's Big Boy Doza. I mean, it would be a waste not to Terra him. Especially when you throw a Dozo Tatsugiri, you can't even hit Tatsugiri. You gotta go for Dozo. Might as well Terra Doza. Honestly, I think that Dozo is more useful than Tatsugiri solo. I mean, we had a chance to block them. And we had a chance. You know. We had a chance to block it. I fought for it. I was like, we cannot let this happen. And it happened. So, you know, now everybody's just got to live with their mistakes. So, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of, I mean, he did the thing. So, I'm just telling you guys, because I have scrimmed Spencer a lot, and I have been trying to come up with my own plans against him because I play him week 4. Be prepared to have Dozo do something like a Terra Steel or a Terra Grass. He is going to completely flip it, and then he's going to basically make it so that what you thought that you were going to do to actually kill Dozo is not going to work. So you need to be kind of planning against Dozo. And it's not even guaranteed that he's going to use Dozo Tatsugiri, because the rest of his team is also really good and synergizes really well. Murkrow gives Tailwind. Alolan Persian is a really good paralyzed setupper. He has fucking Ogerpon Hearthflame also. And this thing is a bastard. Ogerpon Hearthflame is a fucker. He really is. I have played against him a lot in Red G when I've been testing my team outside of the league. Like 95% of the teams have Ogerpon Hearthflame, and he's literally just a fuck. He's just a fucker to play against. I don't like him. The only one that I haven't really looked at that much is Landorus. That's high usage. Yeah, protect and then basically fuck your life up. Yeah, yeah. So Landers is fitting in here just fine, honestly. And Spencer was really smart with his points too. I mean, I'm surprised that he was able to build a team like this. Oh, Landers I get sheer force. Oh no. Yeah, I think what's the other Pokemon I'm thinking of? Cleavor. Oh my god. Yeah. So no secondary effects, but he's gonna just hit you even harder. That's not good. Yeah, so this is I mean, and I said Alolan Persian. Um, Alolan Persian's good. Mostly used as a hey, I'm gonna set up paralysis on your team and just make it really hard for you to either even attempt to hit me, and even if you do, then you're going last because you're paralyzed. So be on the lookout. This Alolan Persian is sneaky, sneaky. Yeah, and from what I had seen, Spencer running it with Citrus Berry. So even like whenever I was running it like Chien Pao using Sacred, yeah, it does fake out as well. So like Chien Pao Sacred Sword would hit this for like 60%, and then it would heal 25% back immediately. So it's like, you know, it's like you want to kill a Alolan Persian with Chien Pao, you need 3 Sacred Swords. So it has some bulk. Has some bulk. Speaking of Sucker Punch, that is one thing that I noticed that Goldingo is very weak to. Goldingo is very weak to Sucker Punch. So, might be something to keep in your bag, at least on one of your Pokemon, if you're coming into a match against Goldingo. Because you don't want to be, you know, on the outside. I just think it should have been Clefairy, instead of Clefable. Because I saw that they were the same amount of points, and I was like, huh, I wonder why he didn't pick Clefairy and he picked Clefable. Because I was thinking like Eviolite, Clefairy, Heal Pulse, you know, and it still has Follow Me. Unaware. Okay. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was thinking Clefairy for Friend Guard. Because it's like, oh, well, you could have Clefairy with Friend Guard, Eviolite, and then you're doing Heal Pulse, which is going to keep, like, Rillaboom. It's going to keep all these Pokemon up longer. But I see what you mean now, doing Unaware, especially because Clefable hits harder. Yeah. And it says Unaware, it just bypasses stat changes. So whether you're getting hit or hitting, all of those stat changes, they don't even matter. So I see what you mean. So I just like Clefairy more than Clefable. That's personal preference. Not dogging the pick though. Yeah. I like Clefairy more for the support that it provides. because you can keep this Sneasler, Diancie, Rillaboom, like you can keep all these people up more and get them switching out more, and which is really good for like the fake outs that you're working with. But I didn't even think about Unaware. But yeah, Spencer's team. Holy shit, guys, we're fighting an uphill battle on this one. But I definitely think that there are holes. There are things to exploit. Hisui and Zoroark, yeah. I saw you had Hisui and Zora. He got the mascot version. Yeah, can't leave that little guy out. Can't leave that little guy. But overall, Faye, I ranked your team. I haven't done the tier list yet, but you're definitely going to be on the higher end of teams. It's just a really solid team overall. Good water, grass, fire, base. You got Sneasler, Clefable, Diancie, Flamigo, and also this Esparthra. I think is going to be kind of a sneaky little switch out pick, especially with Rillaboom having being able to set up grassy terrain, and you can basically throw this thing out and get 4 stat boosts in 1 turn, and then use stored power. So this thing is sneaky good. This Emu. Okay, finishing up Spencer's team, we got Hisui and Sneasel. I think this is more of just a points pick. I don't really know exactly what you could use this for. And then, hey guys, you guys remember earlier when I said I hate this little fucker? I hate him. I hate him. He's terrible. It's a bad Pokemon. It looks bad. It's a bad concept. It doesn't do anything. It's a shitter. It's not even in here. They don't even want it there. Okay, I guess maybe you use it for telepathy. I just use it as a Trick Room Pokemon. But why? I guess you use it. I don't even understand. I don't even understand the usage here. Because Dozo's getting double all stats from Tatsugiri. Goldingo is fast. Murkrow is fast because he uses Tailwind. Ogerpon is pretty fast. Like, I don't understand why. And I hate it. I hate this Pokemon. And we're going to cut all of these into a clip. It's going to be a clip of I hate Rabasca. But overall, I think this is probably one of the stronger teams. You know. If not the strongest team. And, you know, it's not fun to play against Tatsugiri and Dondozo when Dondozo is a Terra Captain. So, if you are playing against this team, you need to be smart with how you play against Dondozo. And then you also need to be prepared for the fact that maybe sometimes Spencer doesn't even bring Dondozo and Tatsugiri. I've seen teams that he is, you know, like just constructed from what he has where there is no Dondozo and Tatsugiri. And it's still a dangerous team. So it's going to be tough to go against. You're going to have to play really smart. Okay. And then finally, our Shedinjas. Ursaluna. So this is the Ursaluna that's like all fours on the ground, right? Ooh, Synastia. So Ursaluna, Earthquake, Facade, Protect, Headlong Rush. I'd probably put Drain Punch on there instead. Because if you're using Synestia, it's got the hospitality thing, so every time it switches in, it gives you 25% back. But you still want to be able to get some healing on your own. Facade is good for overcoming burns. I guess it's, do you want Earthquake? I think probably with his team, Headlong Rush would be better. Because again, Earthquake always can hit your teammate, and that's not good. Cresselia, we saw this last season. Gosh. I hope I'm not getting sick and it's just allergies, but who knows. Cress has Levitate, okay. Yes, it does, okay. So then, yeah, I probably would run Ursaluna with Earthquake, since Cress has Levitate. And then Cress is a Trick Room. So is this going to be a Trick Room team? Lunar Blessing, Trick Room, Moonblast. Yeah, for sure Trick Room. Yeah, Synestia is probably really slow. Yeah, Synestia is really slow. Primarina slow. Yep, we're looking at a typical, prototypical Trick Room. Oh, does Ursaluna have guts? Did I miss that? Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. Andy, he's running Consuela. He's running Consuela. Oh no. Yeah, he's running Consuela. Oh no, that is bad. Oh, Andy's got Gothitelle? Oh no. Oh no, no, no. Sableye gets Prankster. Synestia's also a Trick Room setter. Gothitelle, Trick Room. Gothitelle also, you can't switch out. Yeah. Damn, and he took Delphox. My bad. I can't believe it. She betrayed me. She betrayed me after season 4. So this is obvious. Yeah, this is a crazy Trick Room team. Okay. So he's basically running Consuelo, but instead of Swellow going very fast, he's using Ursaluna and Trick Room. Yeah. Hitmontop is fast. Hisui and Decidueye is fast. Delphox is also fast. Because I used Delphox last season in our singles, and Delphox is surprisingly fast. Oh, please just let me. Alright, let's get our pictures for our tier list. Should have done this before, but. Shouldn't take too long. Gallade. Graveler. Oh yeah, Matcha Ball. It's basically like Giga Drain, but it hits both targets, right? Oh, Lurantis. Yeah. Rhydom is a good team. I can't lie. It's pretty dank. It's pretty Miltank. Ninetales. There it is. Seadra. Slugma. Nakargale looks so dumb. Just look at him. Not even a brain cell in there. Sloan. Spearow. Alright. Let's upload all of our files real fast. Koopa. There's my boy B-Deuce. Alright. So, S through D. There we go. Nope. We'll get it here in a second. There it goes. Okay. Alright, so let's rank the teams. I think it might be easier going like top to bottom, to be honest. So, Spearo's S tier. Saying Slugma's S tier. I'm gonna put Cyndaquils in B tier for right now. Okay, we'll mix this up as we kind of go in. I think B-Deuce is an A tier. My team, I'm gonna put low A tier. I still don't think I fully have like the great grasp of my team yet. I think I know how it works for the most part, but I think I have some tough matchups this season. Gallades. I think it's a pretty well-rounded team. I'm going to put him above Cyndaquils and B. And again, we haven't, not locking any of this in yet. We're going to just kind of place and then see. Whimsicott team. I'm a little bit back and forth on this team because I think that this team is really good with Whimsicott. Like it's got a really good base, but I'm not sure about the rest of it. We'll put it here for right now. Keeb. Hoopas. Urshifu, Pelipper, Iron Hands. He's also got Galarian Weezing. And if there are any glaring things that I'm putting up right now that you think it's like, what? Con, you're crazy. Why are you doing that? Let me know. But I'm just trying to kind of set it up, at least so I can have some debating room here. Now, this is a hard part for me because it's like all of the Trick Room teams. all the Trick Room teams are like kind of the same. Like, I definitely think Shedinjas is the best Trick Room team. But then you also got, I think Miltanks is better than Ninetales. Faye's team is a S tier. And then like, I think me and Andy are basically like, our teams are eerily similar. Okay. So let's go back through. Let's kind of like look at these. So between these three S tiers, do I think that it's I definitely think that Spencer is the favorite. Man, Ogerpon, Hearthflame, Goldingo, Tatsugiri, and Dondozo. You know, and still lots of good support. Like Murkrow, Landorus, Alolan Persian, Fakrobaska. But I think that Spencer is at the top. Now between Snoms and Slugmas, this is tough. I think these two could technically be interchangeable, really. Again, I just don't. I see Faye pick Clefable, and I just think Clefairy's better. I think if. And again, I might be completely wrong. You know, it might turn out that Clefable is better than Clefairy in this, you know, scenario. But I think for right now, I gotta leave Slugmas to Snoms 3. Okay. So in the A tier. And now I might be biased about Lurantis being this high up because my team just has a really hard time playing against them. Like, has a really hard time playing against them. So Bidoofs versus Gravelers. I think Gravelers go down there. I legitimately think so. Now, am I hyping up Lurantis because I know how crazy of a team that legitimately is? Oh no. Where is it playing music from? That's where it's playing from. Jeez. It was playing like actually licensed music. That's not good. Okay. Fluttermane, Roaring Moon, Ogre Pomp, Garchomp, Bronzong. This is a really strong team. Oh. Because Graveler's just inherently loses to all of the Trick Room teams. I feel like I'm disrespecting C tier also, and I'm not. Like, that is not my intention. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I think that's it. And I might end up being completely wrong on all this, but I think that that's okay. I'm willing to lock this in as pre-season picks. And honestly, I think me and Andy's teams are pretty interchangeable. He's running Sand, I'm running Rain. We both have a couple little things. I might adjust my team here. But overall, I think that's it. I think we're gonna download it. We're gonna download it. That's it. All right, guys. That is it. That is the post-draft analysis, the post-draft breakdown. We went through every team, the potential strategies. Some of them who looked like they could make some pretty obvious changes, we went through those. And then we power ranked our preseason picks. Again, no team is trash. No team is D tier. But there were a couple teams I'm not really sure what you're doing. I put the 3 Trick Room teams in B. And then under them, I put the one team I think is weakest to Trick Room. I think me, Keeb, and Andrew, Elekid, Cedros, and Hoopas, I think we're all kind of in the same area. Keeb could potentially easily jump up to here. But I think that, us 3 are all interchangeable. It could be any one of us. Lurantis's I put at top of A because again, I think I'm a little bit biased because that's my week 1 matchup. Um, and it's a dangerous team. Raging Bolt is no joke. Raging Bolt is no joke. Uh, I've never played doubles before. This is the first time I've ever played doubles. So that's a scary team to go against week 1. So that's why I put them above us, because I think it's a dangerous team. Now, again, Hoopas or Seadras or the Trick Room teams or Gravelers may have better options to go against Lurantis's. This may just be a personal opinion skewed. And then I have a hard time putting Bidoofs lower because Flutter Mane, Roaring Moon, Ogerpon, Garchomp, Bronzong, Milotic, this is a really good team. And the fact that they could potentially get Chi-Yu, definitely top of A. And then finally, our three-peat, our 3 at the top, all right beside each other on the draft board. Spearows, I think Spencer has the best team this draft easily. Goldingo, Tatsu, Donzo, and then I've seen what the rest of his team can do. Ogerpon, Heartflame is incredible, and getting it that late is insane. Alolan Persian, Landorus, Murkrow, there's a lot of utility there. The only reason that I picked Slugmas above Snoms is because of this Clefable over Clefairy pick, and I think that Annihilate Mousehold is such an insane combo. Now, we have a lot of fake out users here, so I want to actually check if they play each other. Oh, they don't play each other, man. God, that sucks. I wish that they played each other this year. Because that would be like a one to watch. If they actually played each other, but they don't, unfortunately. So the best we can maybe get is a playoff matchup between these two. But overall, I think this is a pretty good list overall of where we're looking. I might be biased in some places. I may not understand everybody's team 100%, but I think overall, I feel pretty confident with where everybody's ranking out. Again, Cyndaquils and Gallades, it's not that they have a bad team. It's just I'm not really sure what they're going for. Versus, like, I can clearly see that these 3 teams are Trick Room teams. And Gravelers is just weak to Trick Room. He's relying a lot on that Whimsicott Trick Room to really propel. Again, I think me, Andrew, and Keeb, I think all of our teams are pretty much on the same level. If played correctly and like played really smart, maybe even some hard reads, some luck, our teams could easily be S tier. I think all 3 of our teams could be S tier. But there are some really good teams out there this year. So, yeah, this is my definitive list. I'm gonna stop it here. This has been the Legend League draft, post-draft breakdown. This is the pre-week 1 match breakdown. I I think matches start this weekend. Saturday morning, I may do a breakdown of the different matchups that we have this week, and we'll kind of talk through what some potential matchups could be, and we'll kind of see where we think that week one might shake up. We might have some friends of the stream come in and give their opinions, and we'll kind of see where everybody's feeling that everybody's going to be week one. But yeah, I think that this is a good place to stop. We're not going to do Pokemon Crystal tonight. I'll save it. I had it booted up the whole time, but breaking down the draft took a little bit longer than I thought. So yeah, we're currently almost at 4 hours. Oh my goodness. So thank you all. Thanks everybody who subscribed. Thanks everybody who watched. Appreciate you all. Yeah. Again, please drop a follow on the channel. We finally hit enough to reach affiliate. I just need to start streaming more. And definitely plan to do that in the coming days. So please plug in. Drop a follow. Every single person helps. I know, sometimes you might not be able to pop in, but even just dropping a follow, it's free. It helps us kind of get a little bit more exposed to other people who like the same stuff that we like. So, again, thanks for coming out. Appreciate y'all. This has been the post-draft breakdown. And yeah, see you guys soon. Later days.